Hi, okay, so I'm sorry this setup is really janky, but I'm just recording this with my phone because I didn't know an easier way to do this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your image is sized correctly. In this case, you're going to want to do like an inch for every foot. So since you're doing 6 by 8 foot panels, I've sized this picture to be 6 by 8 inches. And then you're going to import it into Max Stitch. And set it to 24 stitches per inch since you're using 1/2 inch squares. The next thing you want to do is write in these numbers, make sure that it matches the size that you're going to be using, and you might want to do the math too and make sure that you're getting the right number of stitches for the size that you're using as well. And then set it to however you guys are using your colors. So then you are going to go to File, Print. We use 70 symbols per page. This seems to be pretty good. 100 is huge. Anything under 70 is too small. So if you can choose whatever works for you guys, but we use 70. We also use symbols, but you can do colors, symbols on colors. You know all of this stuff, I'm sure. You've worked with the program. What I do is I export it to a PDF. Save it, do all of that kind of stuff. Just wherever is most important for you. And then print that all out. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is print out your grids and lay them all out in order. So like, from left to right, top to bottom. And then what we do is we cut off the top, I'm sorry, this is super shaky, the top and the side edges, and we glue them together like this. So you glue the whole screen together. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is mark your grids, because you're going to need to cut them down to size. So if you're doing like this is 6 by 8, so we would cut it down to be like, here's a 4-foot section and here's a 2-foot section, and you can see I marked it right up here. There should be 96 squares across for every 4 feet that you do. If you were to flip it around this way, you could have 4 and 4 and just cut it in half. After that, so we'll pretend like I've cut that section off. You're going to mark these. We do it by every 12 squares. You could do it by every 24. We've done that in the past. 12 just works better because our girls aren't the best sometimes. So I've gone through and I've marked every 12 squares, and then you can see I've labeled them. So like this whole screen would be considered like screen A. The 2 sections, this would be like A1, this would be A2, and when I cut them up, they become A1A, A1B, A1C, A1D, and then you would cut these into strips all the way down. Okay, so then you can see we divide up our chicken wire into sections with 12 squares in them to match up to the grid, and then we simply hang the grid along the top in alphabetical order, and that's how it gets popped correctly. I'll show you an example. Okay, and there you go. See, we have them hung out from the top of the grid, 12 squares. Here's this one, I3P, I3Q. And that's how we do it.